Already's trying to start to get very aggressive as both Cutler and Drone wait towards the safe side. They've got a crossfire, but Huynh has cleared it out. They haven't even gone straight towards B. They're going back towards A, but as Cutler taps 2 players down, it's Mikkel from the back lines that finds the frag. The spike drop that was hazed catches them back on the alert, and TSM are off to a flying start, but we settle in a 2 versus 2.
But they're still looking to bang out main. Hazed around the corner, has to be the X factor for this one. But in you go, the flash dragging out both players for that situation. What that? Oh, was that supposed to be a fake? Right in front, but even then, GEN.G, last person remaining. Just that setup from Mikhail. I mean, you would have thought that he wanted to go for a safe setup, but now look at this. He doesn't go for the fake either. He tries to dedicate himself to the spike, and he still wins the 1v1. Still have Mikhail making a lot of noise on A in terms of just tripwires and cages, but in comes the take. Huynh on the front lines takes down Hazed, and that's already the site. No one else here to help out Wardell as the site is smoked off.
Wardell still sitting back towards CT. Huynh is just sprayed through that smoke. I think there was a tiny gap, and that is a perfect crossfire. They draw out the shots, or they draw out the player, thinking that there's only one watching his angle, but there's a second waiting right around the corner. The last 4 players work up garage. That tripwire has been tripped by the owl drone. Good use for it now as Hazed tosses in the first Molotov, and it's the swing from Huynh. A quick shot. Wardell trades it back alongside Cutler. The knives have been pulled out for both the Jets, but only one still stands. Cutler's dancing around the site, but he meets his maker as he goes back around, and player 1 has the headshot. 2 versus 2. The spike, it's stuck. It's in front of Wardell as well, and all he's got to do is sit tight and hold with this operator. Up to player 1. He's got to try and make a move, draw the attention away as GEN.G comes from the left side. Here's the swing. 1 for 1. They go, but Wardell's got the trade on back. Knives are out in the close range engagement. Time is not on his side, and GEN.G fakes the bomb, or fakes the spike, and he swings out to Wardell and takes his life. A 5th round here for GEN.G. Here, holding this B site. Smokes go down. Sabrosa. Now Recon Bolt's gonna give away his position. Is he gonna get free far though? Flash one is in and he's full blind. It really didn't stand a chance, but the fact that he gets even a kill there is immaculate. Huynh, Mikhail trade things back as Wardell does strike 1 on the operator. The spike is getting planted. Huynh, he's watching the angle. Drone swings on the Mikhail. There's no immediate trade back, and that's all right. Huynh has just got to hold his ground. The spike right in front of him, but as that smoke goes down, it obscures his vision. He's holding to the far right of that sky smoke, and they've already stuck the spike here. They've got to get on it now. 1 for 1 they go. The shots, they're not connecting, and Hazed, the spike has already been defused. They realize now the mistake that they've made, but it's too late for them to stop it before it happens. Huynh getting up close, frenzy in his hand, but he won't find the kill. That's the spike actually dropped. A risky play indeed. And as that spike gets dropped in their face, the orbital strike called upon, and that delays them. Rotations can be made, and a great adjustment made so far here by TSM.
One's still on the back lines. That's, oh, again, huge shock dart trying to choke off the 3 defenders, trying to make their way around. The fact that GEN.G was actually able to get that spike down, just that in itself is huge, no matter what retake comes down for TSM, but they have to keep capitalizing. They hear the spike, but it's over on C. Where are the defenders going? Are they actually going to save up against pistols? Of course they have no clue, but this is absolutely disastrous. TSM, they're going to be losing up against a half buy without even knowing it. Wardell, he hears a couple of players making their way around. He picks up one on GEN.G, but it just exposes his position further for the trade from player 1. That's the operator down as they save it up into the next. Wow. Cutler being the last one remaining over to mid. This is disastrous. It's a 4-on-1 as Wardell has to pop up around the corner. He's getting overwhelmed. Effys takes him down. It's a 3-on-4. Again, this is still possible for TSM, but what a disastrous hold in mid.
Huynh locked on over towards the garage connector, has the first swing. Drone goes down. GEN.G takes down Sabrosa, and it's just Cutler. Disastrous is just an understatement here, Gus. Glimmer of what we saw against Cloud9 just a map ago. Wardell will find the first, the dash away, but you're not going to dodge Drone. You dash into an even more open place, and there is the TSM that we know and love. 3 kills in a matter of seconds, and it's just 2. The spike in their hands is responsive with that flash when Drone gets another, and Wardell's just playing with his food. Nothing GEN.G can do, and that's the closure that they were looking for. TSM end it.
Still laying around in the back lines. First one out. Sally is going to be color off the back lines. And man, oh man, Mikhail at least trying to capitalize. Wardell just waiting up in his angle, trying to tap away at some heads. And now it's a one-on-one. Trying to play around the smoke, but Effie's holding W. Ferrari peeking through the smoke and still getting the job done. What?
No.
0.4 seconds. Effie's.
Know what he can do with it, but he has been quiet thus far. Out middle, though, that's a quick shot from Wardell. Quinn with an immediate trade back. Has the tripwire to play with, but now it's been broken. They're trying to kind of sell a fake here, and Mikhail, he's not biting into it. Yes, the Aldrin reveals his position, and because of that, he'll be shot through the Cypher cage as TSM take the man advantage back for the rest of this round.
Doesn't actually get spotted out by the recon drone. Might have made a little bit of noise in terms of footsteps, but he might run into Sabrosa early on. And Sabrosa gets the frag off the operator. You thought that Wardell was the professor of the Op Academy, but for Gen.G, still stuck over to A. And that's going to be a C take, a spike plant, and most likely a save from Gen.G.
Sabrosa. Curveball goes out. Quinn has got to hold the line. Shock darts in as well. Doesn't catch anybody blind. At least Quinn isn't. As Mikhail swings out wide, the fault line. That might have been his own teammates. They swing out wide, though. Never mind. It was Gen.G. But that doesn't really matter at this point. Quinn still sits tight. Another frag from Mikhail. Finally, Hazed will take him down. Wardell's got the knives out, but time is not on their side. Wardell is popping off. 3 kills, and they've got the spike down, leaving Effie's in an uncomfortable position where he has to save from Gen.G.
Sure has to be, and at this point, in terms of the A site, it's already fully covered by the Cypher in terms of info.
Okay.
All right. Guess it's all G for now, because TSM still making their way on. And it's going to be a full retake for Gen.G. We usually don't see this from them at all. At least a singular player on site lurking around, but they're going to opt for the group format. An orbital strike actually going down late and a little bit off angle too, but in comes the take. Mikhail along the corner, taking down one. You still have up top Quinn trying to capitalize on yet another kill over towards long. Still a 3-on-4. Wardell setting himself up for success, putting two.
I know
it's actually over towards the boxes. Wardell hiding in that smoke. He set himself up for it. Of course he gets the frag off of that. Win the last one remaining. Up 1v1 duel. Dashes away. Wardell trying to find this last kill with the knives. Sneaking around, but he has just played ring around the rosy with Win. He's right behind him. Knife to the back of Win. Back in his own spawn. Going to be interested to see what happens with this one, but then again, you still have Sabrosa, of course. Sabrosa sitting around the corner, getting himself the 2 frags off the one and done angle.
Quick, and they've got to be diligent about it. Wardell, he's not on the site with this team. He's trying to cause a diversion, or at least use this diversion. GMD finds one, and that's the backstab they were hoping for. Wardell, again in this 1v1 against GMD. The story of the pistol round continues, and he's already stuck it to half. He's on it. He's got to get off of it. And Gen.G keep TSM off of 12 as they find 9, and Wardell will not be the victor in the 1v1.
Still held down. Shock dart around the corner. GMD going down. Gen.G on a man advantage. In comes player 1 in the back lines, only finding himself 1, and TSM. It's going to be Effie's, and Effie's just has to stay alive in this backside, just trying to make the most off of this hold, just trying to get as much info. But even then, Hazed takes it up. Last 2 remaining now as Hazed takes down player 1. GMD, Quinn, 2 top fraggers for this team throughout the day. Trying to hold this down, but oh no. Again, in comes Quinn. He takes down 1, but that's going to be the return frag from Hazed. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a map number 3, and TSM, they have a chance at victory here at the Knights Gauntlet.
And they're waiting around the corner. Mikhail's got a frenzy at hand, 2 from Market as well. They're stuck, 30 seconds left, and they've got to get a move on. First frag out of bullets. It's Cutler who takes him down, and Wardell, it took him a second to find the head, but at least he finds it nonetheless. Drone drops GMD, and next thing you know, TSM have flipped around, whereas they've got the man advantage, and player run is on the retake.
Mikhail wasn't the one and done, but he's on a friendly with barely any bullets. And again, that could have acted as a one-way. Player one can't see anyone on site, but they can see his legs. Player one still has to go through it. He's dropped down to 40 HP, still trying to play up against these two players, just playing ring around the rosy.
Is this a garden or a catwalk side? Blast pack goes in. Mikhail, that cypher cage is going to dissipate, and I think Drone has got them dead to rights. No, that is a quick flick. GMD and both Mikhail find 2 frags, one on catwalk and one in the garden, and Cutler's last alive. May as well get this ult orb. You're not going to be able to walk away with this round. Picks up his tripwires because he knows that this is a lost cause.
There's still a tripwire here and there, but they pretty much just skip right on through all of them. Still a camera in the back lines. Mikhail trying to cover up mid, and he's actually going to take advantage of it with the neural thread. Ephes takes down one with the Hunter's Fury. GMD with another one. One last player remaining as Hazed has to be the hero. Trying to capitalize on a kill, pivoting around on Mikhail for pick. And again, usually you would expect Gen.G to be as conservative as possible, but now here comes an actual roll it back over towards Cat. Mikhail capitalizing. He catches himself one, trying to get himself a third, but Drone is there for the refrag. Things have now equalized. It's a 3-on-3, and Ephes just trying to find Drone around the corner.
Gonna get a kill. He's gone all the way through B main, and they know where this hit is taken. Ephes holds the spray. It's now just down to win. How if TSM pull this one out? 5 seconds left, and he's got just enough time for the spike. He's looking for an early kill here, but if he doesn't find something now, it might just have to be the save, but he's a...
TSM, they have quite the mountain to climb, but they also have a pretty good amount of economy. But let's see what actually goes down, because you do have Win over in the front lines, taking down one, but Cutler back on the return frag. Player one in such a saucy position, still able to take down 2 in mid.
He is sitting back on the B site, backing towards boathouse. Can they get this kill? The TP in. Ephes knows. Now they know exactly where he is, though, and that's the problem here for Ephes. Hold them back and delay as long as you can, but even that doesn't matter, because they both walk into the single Odin on the side of Gen.G, work their way back in.
GMD, you've got to be joking me with this showstopper, but it's still Drone around the corner, taking down 2. And yet, again, Mikhail staying alive, 25 HP. The task is stall, but can he actually make his way through? A singular knife from Wardell, and it said he pulls out all of them. At least in terms of TSM, they have no space to work with, but Wardell, cheeky as all. Making himself again off of some of these insane takes. Wardell so close to actually getting himself a wallbang frag. Drone still in the back lines, takes down what is the lurk, the trade from Ephes. Still one more player in the back line, and it's going to be player one draining on back, and that's the site. 2v1 for TSM. Can they close out the half?
He's got the Vandal, and it's a Dragon, so hopefully he can roar this one out, but Wardell has spotted him. That spy cam dart already given that position away. They're running through the Cypher cage. They've tossed one of their own. Oh my god, the damage! GMD finally takes down Cutler. Hazed from the market position has locked in onto one. Player one with that trade back, though, and they find themselves a man advantage. They've approached the site from here on out. The spike is yet to go down, and there is at least a flank coming in. Subrosa from the back lines. There's a tripwire, though, that reveals his position, so his flank is now been nullified in terms of the knowledge here. GMD, 1 bullet and 1 kill. It's Wardell now in the 1v4, and it does indeed seem impossible, but you never know with this man. A ghost in his hand and a vengeance on his mind. He's trying to work his way back in, though, here, Gus. There are a couple players, though. There are 3 players, though, that if he can connect the shots, but he can't. Overwhelmed.
Well, hopefully it's not too tall of a task, but look at this. Wardell around the corner with a shorty. Gonna be able to get himself one. Mikhail training back to Brax, but there's still one more around the corner. Cutler, how does he get that kill with a classic? But he still picks up the shorty. Wait a minute. He's still looking for some cheese. Still playing around with it. He puts up a cage to try to protect him. He runs on through. Gets another kill. 3-on-2 for TSM.
But it could just be the mind games. Ephes in the smoke. GMD, that is a huge kill. Nade goes in as well. That might finish him off. He's barely evaded it. Tucked back in towards the controller room as Hazed, he's wanted off the classic. GMD, too many players to look at, and Drone will send him down.
Again, they can't. They simply can't commit to that one. They still need a take to make things at least a little bit worth it around the corner. You've got to be kidding me, Hazed. Drone baiting out with the owl drone, but it's still going to be Hazed going down to the showstopper, although he was already down on HP. Near side, and now Drone goes down. Still one in the backside. Might have defeated him a little bit. Sabrosa still holding on, waiting up for the take. 3 people outside on A, slowly making their take in. Again, Sabrosa waiting under. Wardell already has one over towards short, but all the action happening on A as a spike goes down, and Sabrosa still waiting.
No!
A double updraft for Wardell. The last person remaining is around the corner, and Wardell again. A heat-seeking missile in the form of an aerial knife of Garage. There's always going to be someone off the lurk in the back line, but in comes the action drone, somehow taking down a win. Again, that's the only important ulti still in the back lines. This is Wardell. Knows exactly where one player is, but has to capitalize. Does catch it. Looking over towards the right side. 2 more attackers. Again, might be rethinking an actual approach. In comes the shoulder peek. And that camera just coming in clutch again. Sabrosa takes down one. Wardell continuing his off danger. Drafts away. And he still gets himself a third. A hard hold for TSM.
This is where the curveball will land. Quinn still trying to find this one. Another curveball. And they're pushing on in. Drone's got one off the Fury. And Sabrosa's removed the op. Effys will pick it back up though in his saved hands. But with 2 kills off the bat, Hazed might make it 3 here as GMD is lining up for him. And same with Mikhail. TP's away now, and everything lies in the hands of TSM with this one that has Hazed, and now just one in Effys.
Again, pure pivot frags for a lot of these players, especially over towards Cat. Even if that player, even if Hazed didn't have himself that teleportation ability, still would have been able to at least try to take down that last 1v1. And considering the fact that he has players to try to trade out with him, we've seen this overcommitment on B. I told them that they need to commit just a tiny bit more, but they just keep falling into the Cypher's trap. Are they going to make it worth it? Win on the front lines with the Spectre, but Drone in a great off angle is getting caught off by the Hunter's Fury, but still in the end, it's going to be a smattering of kills.
Not to take the word, GMD, so many in front of his face. Blast back goes in. Sabrosa through the smoke, traces the blast back on back to him. And now Wardell, player 1, will find it back to the cage. Sabrosa caught from the side now. The ultimate's been used, and they know exactly where they sit. Drone and a 1 versus 3, and this spike will go down and allow them a chance at survival.
Drone 1v3. Can he pull it off for the championship? It's a tall task to say the least, and this owl drone might spot him up, but Drone just has to run on in. Instead, there's going to be a player in hell waiting up for him.
Jet, Wardell versus Quinn. Operated duel we've been waiting for. They both evade each other for now. Wardell's double scope, and he's won that duel here for TSM. An initial kill goes the way of them, and that could be a huge factor in this round. Hazed hasn't been spotted by the owl drone. Wardell doubles back. He's got another. GMD falters as well, and he's looking for more. Nearly lands that flick. 2 kills to his name, and Mikhail will finally trade it back here. They'd advanced up the catwalk position, but these last 3 players, they look a little bit lost as Hazed has got another. Confused and dazed, Effy goes down, and just the 2 last here, Gus.
It's unreal. Still 2 more players. Player 1 is actually going to teleport, but Sabrosa! Oh my god, he's outside the cage, but somehow Mikhail, pre-firing the corner, does find himself the frag, and he finds himself a 3rd, equalizing things for the team off of 2-on-2. Things are still relatively even. Player 1 has teleported, again, earlier teleported his way over towards B, but now waiting up for his teammate to actually clear out things, has an opportunity to get this plant, but 2 players in heaven, ready to wide swing. Mikhail goes down. Player 1, last person remaining, hasn't gotten the spike down, but finally he's going to get it. He has wasted so much time on site. Color right through the wall, going to get it. Ladies and gentlemen, your Knights Gauntlet 10K champions, Team Solo Mid.